Can you solve this? If not, this video is for you. I'm going to show you easy way to solve this. Okay. Now you are welcome once again, and you'll be considering these likely questions in your JAMB or WAEC. If you are writing WAEC, you can likely come across this in your objective questions, and if it is JAMB, you will definitely come across something like this. Okay. So let's solve the questions. You can see the questions. The topic is change of subject or formula, and you can see question 1 with the options given and question number 2 with the following options given. So let's start with question number 1. So let's solve. We're given this equation that c equals to the square root of u over 1 over f plus 1 over g. Now you are asked to make f subject of the formula. There are times they may not write it, they may not ask you the question directly like this. They can ask you in another way, that express f in terms of. Now if you look at this equation now, you will see that we have t, we have u, we have f, we have g. So they, at times they might not ask you directly that make f subject of the formula. Another way you can come across this in an exam is they can say express f in terms of t, u and g. Express f in terms of t, u and g. This is telling you that we have t, we have u, we have g, and we have f. Make f subject of the formula. So that is what the question is trying to say. That is another way you can likely come across this in your exam. Okay. And expressing f now as subject of the formula, this is f. We have to make f subject of the formula. Initially, if you look at this question, c is the subject of the formula already, but now we want to like change it and making f subject of the formula, not t. Now written the equation here, as you can see here, now we have to make f subject of the formula. So what are we going to do? First of all, we need to cancel this square root that cover both the one and the down here. Now take this one at the up to be numerator and this one at the down to be denominator. Okay, so to cancel this square roots, now one thing I used to say is that whenever you want to cancel square roots, you take the square of both sides. Like when we talk about square root, for example, now if I have y and I have square root, this is called square root. So if you want to cancel square roots, you use what? Square. And if you want to cancel square, you use what? Square root. Wherever you come across square root and you want to cancel square root, just square it. Okay. And maybe wherever you come across square and you want to cancel it, just take the square root of both sides. For example, square of y, that is, for example, the square root of y, for you to cancel it, just square both sides. Now looking at this question, we have square roots here. So if you want to cancel square root, you do what? You square both sides. You square it, and if you are squaring it, you must square the other side as well. So you do what? Take the square, or let me just say square both sides. Square both sides. So for you to square both sides, you say this square and this square. Okay, so this square, now we cancel this square roots. We are left with what? T square equals to u over 1 over f plus 1 over g. Now our concern is to make f subject of the formula and f subject of the formula. Now take this one at the up as numerator, while this one at the down as denominator. Okay, now let's do it like this. We have t square equals to numerator. What is this line? It is called division line. That is u divided by the denominator. What do we have in the denominator? We have this. We have it to be 1 over f plus 1 over g. That is our denominator. That is numerator, which is this, divided by denominator. I just try to do it in the other way. Okay, so here we have t square equals to u divided by. Now here I can find the LCM of this and this. So I will have LCM of f and g will give you fg. So I will have fg. Now f goes here. If you divide fg by fg over f, we have g. That is f here, g times 1, we have what? G plus G here, that will be F. That is, if you have FG divided by G now, you are left with F. So G goes here, F. F times this will give you F. F times 1 will give you F. Okay. Now we have T square equals to U divided by, and now if I want to change this division line, this division to multiplications, if I want to change it to multiplications, it will be, the denominator will come up, while the one the which is the numerator will come down. That will be FG over G plus F. Okay, and this give us what? Okay, so this give us T square equals to U times F times G. That will be U F G over G plus F. Are we following? Now cross multiply. This is like over 1. T square over 1 will still give you T square. So it's like over 1. So when you cross multiply this, will multiply this. While this one will multiply this. Okay? So let's do that. When you cross multiply, we have T square into bracket. It will multiply this, will multiply this. G plus F. And this will multiply this, which will still give us UFG. UFG. So we have, let's try to expand this. Expand it. T square times G, that will be T square G plus T square times F, T square F equals to UFG. Okay, so now our concern is to make F subject of the formula. So what we are going to do is that we try to bring together wherever there is F. We try to combine them in one place, bringing them in one place wherever we come across F. So here we have T square G equals to UFG minus, because this one has F, so I will take it to where there's F here too. That will be T square F. Okay, now I have T square G equals to, bringing out F here in both sides, you have F into bracket UG, you are left with UG here, UG minus, if you bring out F here, you are left with T square. Now what we have to do is that we divide both sides by the coefficient of F here, which is this, to get the to make sure that F stand alone. So the coefficient is UG minus T square, UG minus T square. Okay, so this we cancel this. Okay, now we are left with F. So F equals to T square G over UG minus T square. Now take note of something that this is our final answer, and it's optionally that happens to be the correct answer. Why? Because GT square is same thing as T square G, which is exactly the same thing as this, and GU is same thing as UG, which is exactly the same thing as this. So the correct answer to that is option A. Okay, option A. Now let's try to solve question number 2. Let's try to solve question number 2. So for question number 2, we have y. We have what? Y equals to 2a square root of pi into bracket xc minus k. All right, we have to make what? T subject of the formula here. T subject of the formula. So don't forget what I told you why we are trying to solve question number 1, that if you have to cancel square roots, you do what? You square both sides. Okay, so try to square both sides. When you square both sides, we have square. So here we have y square equals to, now if you look at this now, this square, it will, you know, this one, this 2a is outside, it's not inside this square root. It's not inside this square root, so you have to square it on its own. As if you square this on its own and then square this on its own. So we have 2a square pi so bracket xt minus k square. And maybe these two is everything is under this square root. We wouldn't have done it like this. We wouldn't have done it like this, but because it is outside it, so that is why we are doing it like this. Okay, so we have y square equals to 2a squared. 2a squared is just like you saying 2a times 2a. 2 times 2, 4. A times a squared. That is 4a squared. And this square here, we cancel this square root for this. So we'll be left with 4a squared, that is times pi into bracket xt minus k. All right. Now, let's try to multiply all through. Y squared equals to multiply 4a squared times pi will give us 4a. That will give us 4a squared. Will give us 4a squared pi into bracket xt minus k. Okay. Now we have y squared equals to 4a squared pi. You are using this 4a squared pi to multiply the bracket all through. That is, you use this 4a squared pi to multiply this and 4a squared pi to multiply this. So using this 4a squared to multiply this, we have 4a squared pi times this will give us 4a squared pi xt. For this one, minus this minus, which is this, then use this one to multiply this will give us 4a squared pi k. Okay, now our concern is to make c subject of the formula. Now we can see that c is only present here, and I will make sure that anything that does not have c is moved to the other side. So let's try to move them to the other side. First of all, let's take this one to the other side. Then taking this one to the other side, we have y squared. By the time this minus cross the equality sign, it changes to plus 4a squared pi k equals to, we are not left with this. We are left with this 4a squared pi xt. All right, have you gotten that? Next thing to do is to do what? To divide both sides by the coefficient of t. Divide both sides by the coefficient of t. What are those things besides t? We have this 4a squared pi x over 4a squared by x. So this we cancel this. We are then left with c. We are left with c equals to, what is here? Y squared plus 4a squared by k over this 4a squared by x. You can further break this one like this. So you can further break this one like this, that t equals to y squared over this 4a squared by x plus 4 this one over this over this plus this one over this over this 4a squared by k over 4a squared by x. It's still the same thing. Why? Because, for example, if you have to find the LCM of this and this, they are still the same thing. So the LCM of this and this is still the same thing. 4a squared by x. That is what it will give you. So let's assume this is the LCM. This one goes here 1 times this will give you y squared plus this one goes there 1 times this one will still give you this. So it will still arrive at this. So it's still the same thing. Okay. Then if you look at this, you see that this can divide this can go there, this can cancel this. You are then left with c equals to y squared over this 4a squared by x plus, you are left with k over x here, k over x. And that's our final answer to that. So which option best describe that? Sorry, I guess there should be error somewhere. Yeah, the mistake is from the question. Here is plus, not minus, plus. So here would be plus. By the time I try to expand the bracket, it will be plus. So it will still be plus, it will still be plus, it will still be plus. So I'll get it to this list now. When this one cross the other side, it will, you know, plus will then change to minus. So it becomes minus. So here becomes minus, not plus. It becomes minus. So it becomes minus. So the correct answer to that is option, that's option C. Option C is the correct answer. All right, that is the correct answer. Please consider to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you. See you in my next video.